Good evening, everyone. We're back after the Christmas break, and it's the Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix, Nagidig, or whatever they call it. Ain't that right, Lordy?
That is right, Big C, and as you couldn't tell, we're joined by a very special guest here tonight, the 7-time champion, Mr. Retirement himself. Conor McDonough is here in the studio, and he's already said hello, but he doesn't need any more of an introduction.
Yeah, so, maybe a one-off. I'll do a couple this season, probably doing a bit of F2 action, keeping Lordy company, but hopefully it's going to be an exciting race. Hungary, it's Monaco without the barriers, without the walls, so maybe overtaking and all that jazz will be a little bit difficult, but hopefully the F2 guys can put on a good show for us all. So yeah, sparks in the chat, which is good to see. So yeah, hopefully it's a good race, Lordy. I know you're eating right now.
Yeah, I was trying to stuff my face or commentating. Not the best combination.
That's fine. You can do the camera work well. I'll do a bit of talking.
I'm trying my best.
So in terms of the Drivers' Championship, it's CC Brain leading the way on 56 points, ahead of Black Phoenix on 49. So yeah, the experienced German, the league admin, leading the way. 7 points clear of Black Phoenix, who's an F3 last in Toxic Tomato. One of the surprises of the season. He's in third on 44 points, ahead of Wommer, who's retired from the league on 34. And Josh on 33, Thomas on 32, Gritty on 26, Pitmat 22, Ski on 22, then Ollie Flavel rounding out the top 10. Ollie Flavel, the 0-time champion, Lordy. Ollie Flavel's been in F2 for his whole career. That man is just stuck in F2, which is a shame, but it's just his level, unfortunately.
Yeah, Big C, I think some people just belong in a certain division. For a long time I wasn't belonging in F1, but I stayed there for years and years after I should have been dropped down. But luckily I found a home in F4 with some lovely drivers, with the likes of, I've completely forgot, Lars. There you go.
Yeah, the lovely Lars, and obviously the lovely Adam Flying Throne, who's also in the chat. Hopefully the sound's all okay, so if my voice is very clear, hopefully everyone can enjoy it and confirm that. So Lordy's just been eating, so I don't know who we can ride on board with, but in terms of strategy, Lordy, can we ride on board with the championship leader, be CC Brain?
Of course we can. He's on the hard compound tyre at the moment, and he's already halfway around the lap. That man very eager to get out around the Hungaroring and demonstrate why he is leading the PSGL Formula 2 Championship in the glorious Red Bull as normal.
Yeah, so around Hungary, the best strategy is the medium to hard or the hard to medium. So really be seeing any drivers qualify on the soft. The soft to hard is possible, but really you want a nice long medium stint, like longish medium stint, and the hard things go forever as well. So that's what we'll be seeing the drivers do here in qualifying at the Hungary round 8 of the 24th PSGL season. We've got Italy, Austria, Singapore, Japan, and the finale in Mexico coming up. So, a lot of good races to come, and who will gain promotion back to the top flight, or CC Brain return. I do wonder. So yeah, let's see how CC Brain copes on his first lap here at the Hungary after the Christmas New Year break. We're down into the tricky turn 3 as the track just goes down. It just undulates down. As we go up to the famous, it's very tricky corner this with the curb, likely to send you off the circuit. Obviously that's where Felipe Massa went off, and CC Brain ran slightly wide there, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's a bit of a validation and he decides to back out, and he's decided to back out. So we'll have to ride him with someone else, Lordy.
I think Ollie Flavel is on a lap in that racing point, so I think he's the next man out there. Obviously coming through the same section that CC Brain has come through. Will he run wide going up the hill? No, he won't. A very hard braking zone into the chicane. Stay off the sausage curbs as much as possible as he now comes into the another flowing left-right hand chicane. Ollie Flavel really looking determined in that racing point to prove his haters wrong. And here he comes now, the fast right-hander. Keep it in 5th gear for as long as possible. Try not to run too wide on that curb, but you do have to take as much track as possible. Then down the hill into the tight right-hander, where Kimi Raikkonen famously nearly lost it into a Sauber, I believe, down there. I think it was 2017, maybe 16. Don't quote me on that. But the penultimate corner, nice and easy for Ollie Flavel. And then now the final corner. It goes on forever. Like the Pacific Ocean, it never ends. But Ollie Flavel is going to end his lap, and it's pole position, Big C.
Yeah, the first man set time ahead of Dutch Tricks, the rookie. Him and Tico. Is Tico racing? Yeah, Tico racing the F1 League back in season 16. I believe he scored a podium or two, so it's good to see some new drivers in the league. So Ollie Favell on provisional pole ahead of Dutch Tricks, and Tico getting a pack out only fourth. But good to see Ollie, you know, really lovely guy as Ollie Favell, and it'd be nice to see him get a podium or some juicy results this evening. So a little bit quieter now, as you know, the drivers really save up their airs to tackle another lap.
Yeah, I think the next person around the track will be Black Phoenix, the man in second place at the moment. He's had some unfortunate mishaps. I believe Bahrain was where he disconnected in this league, which was very, very unfortunate, while he was leading or in a very good podium position, which cost him obviously a handful of points, and he seemed to have lost the plot after that rejoin. Obviously not allowed to rejoin anymore, I believe, because there is a glitch where you don't get any warnings, Big C, if you can correct me on that.
Yeah, I think in the chicane. Oh yeah, when you leave and rejoin. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you leave and rejoin or disconnect to rejoin, you'll be disqualified.
There we go from the man himself. He knows all the rules and regulations. Wrote him himself, I believe. But here we go. Black Phoenix starting his lap, Big C. If you just would love to take me through a lap with this man.
Now down into the tricky turn one, heavy braking into gear two. Black Phoenix really wrestling his Toro Rosso. You know, Danny Kvyat's. I've just got the Russian music in my mind watching this Toro Rosso as he heads into the turn three, now up into turn four. You know, the track really undulates to this section, as I said on the last lap, because I can't say anything else. Now through turn spot, the Felipe Massa corner. Now through the tricky second sector, all that downforce, you need the grip, and these hard tarts really don't give a lot of grip. Now through the chicane, you've got to be aggressive, and you can really corner cut that chicane rule, because for F4 you can just cut it. You can just cut it and get away with it in the race. So that's the advice I'd give everyone watching: just cut it, and if people report you, you'll get a penalty, but if they don't, you won't be, will you? So just do it sneakily. A few brown envelopes. Now through the tricky final set, it's a very low speed, the tyres are overheating, the tyres are squealing. Very low speed there, but like, you know, it's not like there from Black Phoenix. I'm a bit rusty in the old commentary department. Very last minute call up through the final corner, a little bit wide there, but you open it up to get the slingshot onto the straight as he completes his lap. Will he take pole volley? He does. A 17.4 for Black Phoenix as Dutch Tricks out of nowhere goes pole on a 17.0. So yeah, the rookie, the PSGL rookie, putting it on professional pole, the Dutchman. So good to see Dutch Trickies doing it for all those Dutch drivers like the Blue, Jean and Boomer. I believe are Dutch. I hope they are.
And
so,
Loss.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we had Romco in the past as well. So, you know, we've got a long line of top Dutch talent.
Agreed, Big C. The Dutch fans always come out in force. The Orange Army, as it's known from the real F1 fans. And I'm going to Amsterdam soon in Holland. So if you ever want to greet good old Lordy-MK, then you know where I'll be in the later stages of January. But it's not about me, it's about these drivers like TTG Thomas, who is on a lap at the moment actually. Big C going through turn number 4 at the moment, currently in 7th gear. Let's see how he takes it. Oh, clips the grass on entry, but he gets it nice and slapped in through turn number 4, really carrying the speed, especially up turn number 5 as well. Here's the chicane, cut it as much as you want. There we go, straight over the sausage curb. Look at that. I'm surprised the wheels stayed on the Alfa Romeo going through there. But we're going to continue through the second sector, just finishing it off now. Here we go, 6th or 5th gear corner, whatever your preference. But oh, he seems to have bottled it on the outside. Ran massively wide through TTG Tom there. But he's going to finish the lap anyway, I believe. He's really pushing as hard as he can. Look at the gear shifts. He's really making the gearbox work. Coming through the final sector. Number 19, the Alfa Romeo through the final corner. Very smooth through there. See how much he takes on the exit. Not too much. And across the line, it's pole. A 16.9. So fantastic lap from him.
Yeah, very good up there from Thomas, putting it on provisional pole position. Thomas currently, I don't know where he's on this championship. I think he's got a different name. Oh yeah, P6 on 32 points back, but he's got 2 wins to his name. Got quite a few DNSs and DNFs, so the man's got a lot of pace. But you know, he needs to be at the races and on track. And it's good to see JPTV in the chat saying he's going to the Dutch Grand Prix this year. So very lucky for JP. I wonder if it's for work or for social, like himself, casual, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Greeny goes to 3 tenths off in Red Bull as well.
Yeah, I'd love to see a bit of work from JP Greenwood, the so-called journalist. I would love to read a piece of work from that man. If he ever would like to DM me that would be fantastic.
Yeah, Black Phoenix is about to take pole position in the Toro Rosso. And he does, a 16.8 to the time, so tumbling as the fuel gets burned off and the tyres really, warm up.
The rookie as well, Big C. I don't know if he'll complete the lap, but he's really trying. But no, he bails at the last minute. He's really worked them hard tyres to the ground, and it's really shown. Third place around a track like Hungary is really good for a man who's making his debut here at the Hungaroring.
Yeah, so what can Silas Agar do probably in P10? Goes P5, 4 tenths off in the tyre, so yeah, Silas doing a decent job there.
Yeah, just on board with Cameron and Toxic Tomato out on the soft tyres once again. Really doesn't favour the hard compound in this qualifying session. He's just got to be careful though, because he will be using a compound that is less effective around this track, so he needs to be careful of the grip levels, or the lack of grip levels I should say, when he converts himself to the harder compounds.
Yeah, I do agree. So who else is on that Lordy? Are we on board with anyone?
CC Brain at the moment, he's the only man on hards. I don't really want to be watching any of the soft runners because they're not completing their lap times. But CC Brain is on a set of hard tyres and he's currently P13. Hasn't set a lap at the moment, but he's really pushing it, especially through turn 4. May have been a corner cut, but he's really trying to push this Red Bull to the absolute limit. He's undulating, your favourite word, Big C, as he comes into the chicane with all these sausages everywhere. Runs a slight bit too wide for my liking coming out of the chicane there, but he's going to complete the middle sector in very fine fashion for CC Brain, really exploiting the track limits as he now comes through the lovely left-hander. Hard on the power as he comes down the hill into the final 3 corners. Very nice, clips the apex beautifully, but has a tad bit of oversteer, but it's very natural for the car just to lose the back there as you undulate upwards once again through the penultimate corner and then through the final corner. As I said, it goes on forever, but he can just see the pit straight now. CC Brain across the line, hits P6, so a bit disappointing from CC Brain, I think.
Yeah, a little bit from the championship as we had Westy leave the lobby, so a bit of a shame, so I can restarts and all that jazz, because I do want to watch F1 straight after, but shame.
Hopefully you can...
Westy, but yeah, a bit of a lull at the minute, everyone in the pit lane except from CC Brain, who is not on a lap.
Sorry, Lucy, just enjoying some baked beans. So can't really commentate too much at the moment.
That's fine, that's not really too much happening, but it's obviously the experience, KP, and obviously Skeven currently down in P11 in the chat, Big C, as he put in the chat. So yeah, obviously on Skeven on F1 2016, where he was a bit of a god round Bahrain, the little medium TC merchant.
Big C, maybe you're eyeing up a bit of an F2 move.
No, I've retired. And as flying questions asks, how does it feel to be watching F1 later and not driving? And honestly, I'm delighted because I've got zero urge to be racing, and the wheel's been packed away. So that's what I've made my feelings very clear. I've not missed this wretched game one iota over the break, and I hope other people feel the same.
I think the best thing to say from my perspective is that F1 keeps losing a lot of personalities. The league's becoming a bit dry. I think the people at the top of the leaderboards aren't exactly the most influential in the F1 community. Wouldn't you agree, Big C?
Yeah, I do agree profusely. But look, Lordy, the track is getting busy into the final 5 minutes, and VRT Raikkonen's back out on the hard tyres.
Yeah, same as Toxic Tomato. He's out on the hard tyres as well. So the championship third place contender at the moment, Toxic Tomato, who's been one of my favourites to watch this season with some of the most miraculous of performances out there, is really putting into question what he's doing. I'm not too sure at this current stage, but he is out on the hard tyres with 4.5 minutes remaining. Is it strategic or is it idiocy? I'm not too sure at this point, but we will go on board with VRT Raikkonen, Big C, as he goes horrendously wide coming into the second sector.
Yeah, I do agree. So VRT Raikkonen into the middle sector. It's all about downforce. You need grip. You need downforce, high wings to really get through the chicane, get through these high speed corners. And I always find Hungary quite hard on the old arms compared to other circuits. I don't know what it is, but I always find it a little bit harder on the old arms driving on the wheel. So it's something not missing, not racing. I guess there's no time to breathe, not enough straights. I'm not even joking. I find Hungary harder than every other track.
Fair enough. Some people have their preferences, and Hungary isn't one of yours. Personally, on the pad, your fingers hurt whatever track you're going through. Singapore has to take the cake, I think, for a pad user. It is so demanding. Monaco isn't great either. I don't think Hungary is too bad for the pad users, but it's not about the pad users here, because a lot of people in this league do run the wheel, as Raikkonen does pit. So where is Cameron? Has he pit as well? He has. He's come straight into the pit lane, I think, and he's going to put on the set of mediums right at the last second. But I think Dutch is the first person out to set a lap. And if you've got anybody else, Big C?
No, yeah, that's right on board with Dutch. See what he can do in the Williams Roxette Rexona car on the yellow medium tyre. So yeah, Dutch is a highly rated driver in other leagues, but it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in PSGL. But yeah, very highly rated by flying through, and that's a bit of an aggressive cut there. Will it be all over for Dutch? I will check. Just check the race director, and it's fine. So a great corner there from Dutch. Gets away with it beautifully. Now through the chicane, easy to cut, and you can get away with cutting, but Dutch very respectful. He's trying to, it's now through the tricky. Dutch says to the right-hander as you feel the G-force build on your neck. Now on the left-hander, a little bit of traffic will leave you unsighted through the right-hander. Easy to run wide onto the curb and invalidate your lap, but Dutch looks very assured, very experienced as he comes through into sector 3. Now into the final couple of corners downhill. Off camber corner, easy to lock up and move wide, but Dutch very tight to the apex. Now through into the final corner. You don't want to hug the apex too much, but he does. He takes a bit of a different line there as he gets the signature onto the final corner in the Williams. What can Dutch do in the hand? He does the 60.2, Lordy. I don't think that'll be enough, but still a decent benchmark.
Well, it's his debut, and he is a very established member, as the second man who's out there, Tico, is also going very slowly, which is very unfortunate. He was out on a lap. I think he will go for another one now. Luke Green just about to start his lap, and TTG Tom as well. Let's just see who is the furthest around track. I think it's actually Skeven, that man. He just runs right over the second chicane.
Yeah, no, he's got damage, Lord. I saw him spin off. I don't want to interrupt you. He's spun off on his lap. He's done. No. He's dusted. The experience isn't working out for Skeven anymore. There's something missing. Maybe he's just missing Maxi Luka, his ex-teammate, a bit too much.
Yeah, I do agree. As Ollie Favels also ran wide at the penultimate corner, and I believe is about to start another lap because he has bottled it. CC Brain also on a lap at the moment. Silas is just beginning his. Luke Green has just finished the first sector. Is through it. Actually, we'll stay on board with Luke Green. We haven't really given him the coverage he deserves. The F2 admin of this league, you know, very controversial decisions at Monaco was the big talking point for this man, Luke Green. He gets a tiny bit of slipstream from the Alfa Romeo as he enters the final sector. But here he comes, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, and shifts aggressively down to second to really get a tight apex through the penultimate corner. As BC says, you don't want to hug the apex too close, and Luke Green seems to have done it perfectly. Can he get his foot on the power as he crosses the line? He's currently P4. Lucas Greenus goes P number 2, Big C in the Red Bull. That's not a bad lap at all. But we're going on with board with Black Phoenix as well, who's also on a lap and looking very mighty. He's 0.2 of a second up. It's not enough to challenge the top two as Skeven has binned it. Black Phoenix across the line. Pit Matt goes third, and Black Phoenix takes second place from Luke Green and demotes Pit 4.
Oh, for CC Brain. No. Really out-qualifies him on a rare occasion. Silas Agard. This 4 lanes up, but you won't be challenging.
Well, we'll see anyway. Silas Agard, let's see what he can do. A man with a lot of potential, but hasn't really found his feet in the latter stages of the season. P5 though, Big C, nothing to snuff at. Really recovered it in the final sector. Now Ollie Flavel, he's seen the checkered flag, and he's going to come across the line and doesn't improve, unfortunately, for the man in the Racing Point. Toxic Tomato, a dismal performance down there in P13, miles off the track, as we see Raikkonen. Josh is about just finished his lap, I think.
Thomas is on to challenge for a provisional pole, half a second up in the middle sector.
Oh, this man in the Alfa Romeo, Big T, it's one of the best qualifying sessions I've ever seen. But here we go, Thomas. Not Thomas Ajar, different Thomas. But here he comes, Thomas 5 to the line. He's 8th at the moment, but P2. Oh, very close to Dutch. Will Dutch get a P1 on his debut? That'll be something to shout about. But Raikkonen, currently P14's had a pretty dismal qualifying session so far, as Dutch goes even quicker across the line. People doing multiple laps in this qualifying session, so it definitely isn't over. And here he comes, Raikkonen. It'll be his only lap. He will officially complete. He's run horrendously wide coming through the final corner, and it's invalid anyway. So disappointment as we go on board with his teammate, who's also in the final corner. Can he improve, get himself in the top 10? He's currently P11 at the moment. He crosses the line, and it is P10 for that man. Celestigard isn't on a lap.
Ollie Flavel, I think Ollie Flavel could be taking a good spot. We're at P9 for Ollie Flavel on a 16.7, doing 2 laps on those tyres. So not ideal. But look at that, Lordy, the new man, Dutch, on pole.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better myself. Dutch taking the reins of PSGL F2 and really rattling the competition in the Rocket Williams. And, well, driver of the day for qualifying has to go to Dutch. I believe if he can maintain this performance in the race, he's going to look very mighty for maybe even a title challenge, even this late on in the season, Big C.
Yeah, I do agree. And no, a really exciting qualifying session. A lot of guys. Good to see Green up there. The man who can't qualify anymore, but that's good to see. But look, really close, really tight. A lot of changes, and I think it's going to leave an open race. You know, Dutch, the new guy, Thomas will be involved. Black Phoenix, and also some of the guys outside the top 10, the likes of Toxic Tomato, because the hard medium strategy can be very productive at times.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the strategies we don't see too often in an F1 league race. You know, it's normally the soft to medium compounds that we normally see, but to see the harder compound in a race really does show the endurance of some of these guys. You know, they're going to be taking a stint as long as possible. They're going to be taking these tyres for numerous amount of laps. The hard tyres, arguably one of the most consistent tyres in the game, but at the same time, the lack of speed and the lack of grip that they really do suffer with later on in the race will compromise these drivers. Will they be able to cope with it? I'm not too sure, Big C. But here we go, the top 10 drivers. As you see on your screen, Dutch is first with TTG Thomas also bringing up the first slots. Fantastic. No need to go through. You've seen it on the screen. You've got 2 pairs of eyes. No, you haven't. You've got 1 pair of eyes. God, it's a brilliant qualifying session, and I've really enjoyed my food as well. If anybody of you out there, I had some chicken burgers, chips, and some baked beans. Yeah, it was very nice, with a bit of sauce on the side. Very British traditional meal to fuel myself for this F2 Hungaroring special after the break. Because have you had your dinner?
Yeah,
or tea?
Potato. A bit of fish.
Oh no! Oh, together.
And a little bit of chicken as well.
Oh.
Yeah, you have it on the side.
I don't
You
like
like
fish.
breaded fish.
Oh yeah.
You know, the frozen one, like, a bit of breaded chicken, not like
Aunt Bessie's or whatever it's called.
From Iceland.
Bird's eye, or whatever.
Yeah, bird's eye, that's it.
There we go. All these shitty brands.
It'll do. It's only a Monday, and you know, you don't have special dinners on a Monday. That's what I find. It's usually Friday and Sunday.
Only unless you're Shin Miguel.
So eating is caviar. So we've got Dutch, Phoenix and CC Brain as the top 3 from Flying Throne. That's prediction.
I'm going to say... I can't say Luke Green. I've given him too much credit over the years. I think I can't put my faith in him, Big C. Right, we'll go for a bit of an odd pick. I think Dutch we'll go Dutch for second. Thomas, I think, will get first. And we're going to go, as a surprise, and the alternate strategy, I presume, we're going to go Cameron, Toxic Tomato, at the back for P3, Big C.
Yeah, I'm going to go Black Phoenix for the win, Thomas second, and CC Brain third. That's my prediction. It'll be interesting to see how Dutch does. I don't know too much about him, but you know, I think the pressure might get to him.
Well, like you say, he races in other leagues across the board, so this man does have experience in other areas. Not in PSGL. PSGL is a minefield of many things. We won't list them right now because we're already halfway through the formation lap. But Dutch really does need to show his class now. He's already at the start of the field, at the front of the field. So he's done the hard part in qualifying. It's just maintaining that speed, maintaining the grip levels, and maintaining that number 1 spot, Big C. Will he be able to do it? Not too sure. We don't really know a lot about him, but he's definitely impressed me so far, so can't knock him too much.
Yeah, I do agree. Profusely, so you know, there's going to be a bit of rushiness on this first lap. You know, people having a nice leisurely break over the Christmas and New Year period. People will be still stuffed and a bit fatter than they left Monaco, but they'll be looking to burn it off with 35 laps for Hungary, Lordy. You know, very technical, tricky circuit and very difficult to overtake.
Yeah, especially with these wider cars nowadays, the track just seems to get thinner and thinner for some of these drivers. A lot of people, like you say, are very girthy on the grid, so even more weight and more width to add to the cars in these league races. But anyway, Big C, it's time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here at the Hungaroring. It's a long grid, and here we go for the start of the race. It seems like Thomas has got a decent start, and Dutch seems to have struggled there, but he's going to try and cover the inside as much as possible, as Black Phoenix might try and go around the outside of all of them. He's had the best start out there as Dutch gets swamped, and oh, what's happened, Big C, at the back? No, nothing's happening at the back, but Tom is... Oh, Big C's out of the lobby. I'm not too sure what's happened to him there. But TGG Tom going into turn number 3. Really fighting away as Dutch maintains P number 1. Will Blackfeet... Oh, and there's a Ferrari up. The Ferrari's out. Oh, Westie's hit the barrier in the distance. Daniel Ricciardo-esque. Spun and out of the Hungary Grand Prix. As we're still on lap number 1 going through the middle sector. Look how close everybody is. Everybody cutting the chicane. I think there was a Mercedes back there as well. Really struggling. Really struggling to get through the chicane on this first lap. Heavier fuel loads and cold tyres really not benefiting some of these drivers. But Dutch is out in front. He had a bit of a shaky start. We thought he'd get jumped by Tom and Black Phoenix, but I think there was a bit of contact between them in turn number 3. Luckily, nobody was hurt or injured or damaged. As we continue now, Silas had a fantastic start. We'll just go on board with that as Big C, I believe, disconnects from every single party and it's just absolutely left as Dutch sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We'll go on board with the position change just to see where people are at. And Silas has gained 3 positions on the opening lap, and the likes of Raikkonen and Josh have gained 4. So fantastic from these guys as we're going to try and cycle through the field just to see if there's any action here at the Hungaroring. Currently everybody very close together. We will see the pedigree shine through as the gaps get bigger and bigger and bigger as the laps continue, and we're going to see where people are at. CC Brain still stuck behind his teammate. Where does Luke Green have the pace to challenge these guys up the field? We're not too sure. His qualifying performance was very impressive indeed from this man, who doesn't seem to be able to qualify anymore, but he leaps over that curb like a deer frolicking through a field. Probably not the best comparison for Luke Green. He's more of a bear eating a jar of honey. But as you say, the prancing Red Bull of Luke Green going wide again through the middle sector. So Luke Green needs to tone down on this aggressive driving. It's just going to affect tyres, so affect the downforce, and also affect penalties. And we don't want any of that in this Grand Prix. As we enter lap 3 of this race so far, Luke Green trying to keep the momentum going. He seems faster than his teammate at this stage, but Silas does seem to have some really good straight line speed. He's got it in overtake for whatever reason down the straight, but he's really trying to keep with these guys right now. I think he's got to bide his time and be more calculated and cool than more aggressive and rash like Luke Green normally is. So just sit in and just let these guys deal with it. We're just going to cycle through because Black Phoenix is all over the rear of the Alfa Romeo at this moment in time. Excuse me, as Dutch has gone horrendously wide going into turn number 4. That may open the door for the likes of Tom in P number 2. Maybe Black Phoenix might try into the chicane. It's not really an overtaking spot, especially in these wide, girthy cars. But Black Phoenix really eyeing up a move now. Dutch, the lack of experience in PSGL really coming into play, I think. He's finding the pressure and the heat very difficult to maintain in that cockpit of the Williams, as Black Phoenix has touched a bit too much curb on the exit, and it might open himself up to his teammate. as we've got issues. My phone's going absolutely mental with comments and Twitter posts and Big C moaning that he's disconnected. So we will carry on as everybody is still in the nitty and gritty parts of this race. As Black Phoenix look like he's going to get a fantastic exit if he can get his foot down. There's DRS enabled and Big C has rejoined. I will send him an invite in a moment. I'll send it him now just to pause the action. Sorry to interrupt everybody. We'll get the invite sent. There we go. Straight back in the action now. Nothing too much has happened so far. We're going to cycle down the grid. Vasila Sagard also looks feisty in the Toro Rosso. So maybe the two Toro Rossos are going to start challenging in this Grand Prix. We're just going to cycle through the grid just to see where people are at. CC Brain seems to have cleared pit map with that 1 second difference really coming into play now as Ollie Flavel has the Gamer Paco for company in P8 and 9. And we've also got the likes of Josh, Cameron and Skeven bringing up the rear with the hard compound tyres as we have the return of the 7-time champion to the party. I'll let you speak in a moment, Big C, when you've gathered your thoughts. We've had Dutch having a bit of a moment, and TCG Westy lost it on lap 1 coming up the hill into turn number 4 and binned it, Big C. So a lot of action already kicking off as Luke Green maintains 5th from the likes of CC Brain.
Yeah, Lordy, it's been enthralling action so far. The Toro Rossos look very close though, Lordy, Silas Agard and Black Phoenix, but I thought it was a bit of a curse from maybe Barton the Grave or from Tesha after his name was associated with a turd emoji. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure as well. Big C, the turd emoji, a very widely used emoji, so I don't take too much offence, Tej, because there's a lot of drivers that really deserve that icon next to their names. But none of these drivers so far. Silas Agard really putting the pressure on his teammate after a disappointing qualifying session, Big C. He's up 3 places on lap 1. So really putting in a good performance in the Toro Rosso, and he's looking very feisty.
Another mistake from Dutch Daz. Thomas goes on the grass as well, so the top 2 are making lots of mistakes, and the likes of Black Phoenix, Silas Agard, Greeny and CC Brain will be licking their lips. But overtaking is so hard. You can't overtake in this middle sector, and he certainly can't in the last sector.
Yeah, Black Phoenix has had a bit of a pop and a bit of a jab at Thomas through the chicane section, just letting him know he's there. I don't think he was actually going to go for a move, but then again, you know, this middle sector, the dirty air really does compromise you. As you see Black Phoenix and Thomas losing time.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Silas at the guard, but he's behind Greeny and CC now.
Also, Silas really struggling. I don't know if he's had damage somewhere along the lines, but he looks a bit rusty. I was just complimenting how fierce he looked during the start of this race, but yeah, he's all over the place. He's actually going to pit. So Silas, we'll check if he's got any damage as we go down the straight. If you want to keep on board with the people down the straight, Big C, just to see if anybody makes a move. We're just going to check if this man has damage. It'll be very unfortunate if he does, but we'll just check. Obviously the Toro Rosso garage at the end of the pit lane. No damage for Silas, Big C. He's straight on the hard tyres, so whether he's overheated his rears or what, he's very early for a set of them hards.
Oh, he's out of contention, that is for sure. Now can Dutch tackle this tricky corner? He does beautifully that time, but Phoenix is close again, and then the Red Bull duo, Greeny and CC.
Experience. Yeah, to define that duo, I think experience is the best way, obviously, to define, especially Luke Greeners. Look at them, just cut the chicane, Big C. Look at that, straight over. Brilliant, that's what you like to see. Not even attempting to take the corner as they continue on. But Luke Green looking the better of the 2 teammates, has to be said. CC Brain, obviously championship leader, but obviously Luke Green isn't out of contention for the title race either, so he will be looking to prove himself here at the Hungary ring. A bit of a Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen pairing at the moment, these two here at Hungary. Whether it will be misery or triumph for these guys, we're not too sure. I think Luke just needs to stay calm and cool in that Red Bull in these scorching temperatures in the Hungary ring, and just make sure that he just maintains that DRS with the guys ahead.
Yeah, Thomas on the Dutch for the lead of the Grand Prix. Dutch goes defensive. Thomas round the outside. Oh, a little bit of touching, rubbing his racing, as Martin Bundle says, and yeah, good defending there from those 2 guys. But Lordy, VRT Raikkonen is only 4.6 seconds off the lead on the hards. Watch out for him, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we see a lot of these people on the hard tyres, the alternate strategies, really mugging off some of these experienced people. Like the Gamer Paco, doesn't seem to really be getting going this season of PSGL. I think he's just been a bit nowhere which is very unfortunate for him down there in P9 at the moment on them mediums, but he is the lowest medium runner in this race apart from Westy, who obviously binned it on that one. So Paco really struggling and really needs to reconsider the strategy, I think.
Yeah, Lordy, I do agree, but it's good to see, the top 8 all can win this Grand Prix. Even with the game of Paco, who's struggling a little bit, is in contention, only 5 seconds off. So it's good to see a close league and a very clean race other than Westy's little spin at the start.
Yeah, I think Westy was just a bit of a fault of his own, really. We'll obviously get stewards clips, I imagine, for the start of the Grand Prix. There was a bit of bumping and barging from a few people, but it was all fair racing, which is not often what you can say in F2 all the time, which is very pleasing for myself and for everybody obviously in contention in these races, that it's a bit more cleaner nowadays. But just going back to the top 2, I really do think Dutch is the cork in the bottle, Big C. Tom is looking mighty, and Black Phoenix, I think, is sitting back and knows he has the pace in the bag, but Dutch really does need to get a shift on now because Tom is putting him under immense pressure.
And obviously the pit stop window are coming up in the next 4 or 5 laps or so. A bit of flexibility to when you can pit, but yeah, Dutch probably a little bit of pressure, and maybe he just over-delivered in qualifying with these guys, got a lot more experience, which is very important come race day.
Yeah, of course, just obviously seeing different lines through the chicane. As I said before, some people really opt to try and go around the sausage curve. Some people don't care and just hop right over it. Obviously, whether that will affect the tyre wear later on in the race, I believe it will. So just be careful, some of these drivers that keep hopping over that curve, but you may want to refrain from doing it because it may affect the tyre wear later on in the race. But Dutch has gone wide. Have you just seen that as well, Big C? Oh, nearly contact. His Black Phoenix is going to slither up the inside like a serpent and get that move done. Whether he'll have DRS down the straight, I believe he will from Thomas anyway. Will Tom have a jab back? We're not too sure. This could allow Dutch to get away, Big C. But no, he's got no straight line speed whatsoever, and Thomas is straight back down the inside, but he's going to happen. Oh, he's touched the leader. Black Phoenix on the undercut. Here we go, down into turn number 2. Black Phoenix on the outside. It's a long way around there. You don't get a lot of moves done around there. Black Phoenix knows that and does the cutback, but Thomas is very aware and plants the Alfa Romeo firmly in the middle of the track to prevent.
Yeah, Lordy, this is what I came to see. Good, clean racing, and the top 6. You can throw a sheet over them, a blanket. That's how close they are. What great racing. That's what I want to see in my leagues. Fair, clean, hard racing.
Big C, you say the Hungaroring's not a place to pass, but when you've got drivers like this, everywhere's a place to pass, and it's brilliant to watch. Like you say, get in my bed, under the sheets, all these drivers. Fantastic racing from these guys. It has been a spectacle to watch, and Luke Green is looking in prime position to nab a podium, Big C. This man hasn't been on a podium in forever. Good old Luke Green, but he's eyeing it up this time.
Yeah, I'm flying for him since he wants to see Greeny really send one. But Greeny is all off his head. Even though he does make a lot of mistakes and driver errors, he knows what it takes and what's required. But whether he can actually do that himself, he knows. But whether he can put that into practice is another story.
Self-doubt is the key for Luke Green's success. He does normally doubt himself and his ability, but he knows on his day he can put a shift in. And he really is putting a shift in now. I don't think he has the overall pace that these guys have at the moment. But when Dutch Devils, the big fat Dutch cork in the bottle, you don't know what can happen when that's popped. And we haven't seen it yet, but we've all seen glimpses of Black Phoenix getting past Tom. Tom making a few mistakes, and also Dutch making a few mistakes. Look how close Tom gets to Dutch going through turn number 4. He has to brake. Big seat going through that section. It's very, very scary to watch.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But Dutch is doing well to maintain the position, but the undercut is very important, and there'll be a lot of clean air for these guys as well. Maybe Silas could undercut them, but we'll be on very old tyres from the end of the race. So let's see what happens. A lot of pressure for these guys. A win is there for the taking. I think the top 6 all can win this race, and they all know it. So it'll be interesting to see who will pit first, who will blink and get a set of hards on.
Yeah, I think Raikkonen is obviously favourite on the moment and the alternate strategy, but you've got Toxic Tomato and Josh as well, not too far behind Big C. These guys may not be on the pace of these guys so far, but they're really, really putting in a good shift considering they're on the alternate strategy. So these guys need to get a move on, or else these are going to be battling for 5th, 6th and 7th if they keep carrying on.
Yeah, Exactly, but the guys can't really get close enough on the DRS, so very short, and to be fair, battling is a little bit not very wise to be battling at this point in the game. You just want to sit in, save your car really until the latter part of the race, which is a shame because I guess in the old days, like on 2016, there was a bit more battling, but staying in DRS and just being sensible is the fastest way to go about your race.
Yeah, Big C sensibility, if that's even a word, is one as Luke Green has nearly lost it going through turn number 4 and has compromised CC Brain also as well. Luke Green, we said that he has a tendency to make a few mistakes, and there is a hint of another mistake from Luke Green. He's not lost too much time, luckily, because oh God, as I choke on air, on oxygen, as Luke Green nearly bins it in the wall. But really needs to start, concentrating a bit more and sticking with these guys.
Yeah, and obviously CC Brain is the championship leader. His teammate Christian Horner will be on the team radio very soon if Greeny keeps on making these errors with CC Brain. Needs the points for the championship. As we've got guys in the pit lane. Who's in the pit lane? It's Dutch Pitts.
Yeah, Dutch Pitts from the lead of the race will cycle down just to see if anybody else blinks as well, but I still think it's very early. I think lap number 16, Big C, or is what I'd go to personally on these mediums if you can really wring the times out of these tyres. I'm not too sure how Dutch is feeling. He was making a few mistakes, so maybe it's sensible for that man. But his teammate, Big C, in the Williams, Josh, in 9th at the moment on the mediums, looking very, in the mediums, on the hards, sorry, looking very, very mighty. As well as Raikkonen in P6, nearly on the back of Luke Green and CC Brain, if it weren't for that orange, Terry's chocolate orange of Pit Matt in his way.
Yeah, I think Pit Matt's been quietly impressive today, just getting on with his work. The McLaren of Kerry Supine unable to attend, which is a shame. We'd like to see what Cam could have produced around one of his best tracks. But yeah, Pit Matt doing good.
Yeah, Cameron Anderson. Oh. Are you sure? Oh, and it's disconnection central for Big C. Big C says Greeny's off, but it's not Greeny that's off, it's you that is off, unfortunately. Big C has exited the commentary box for the second time this race as Black Phoenix cuts the corner going into the pits, but blinks second out of the top runners. And here we go now, we're just going to change the tyres, so that these guys will be pitting for the hards, pardon me, as you see the likes of Pip Matt and Ollie Flavel in at the same time, as well as Skeven's retired, so I don't know what Skeven's done. Let's just have a look on board with the... Is he binned it in the pit lane? Has Skeven binned it in the pit lane? I think Skeven has binned it in the pit lane. Well, anyway, we'll go on board with Black Phoenix and Dutch because they are neck and neck at the moment, and the undercut for Dutch has maintained his position with the front runners. As Black Phoenix has had a massive moment. Is there anybody behind him? Silasagard is behind him as well. Tried to pit on the same lap as his teammate. I don't know if that's worked out very well for him. He may have been held up for a couple of seconds. I'm not too sure. But Silas really struggling. Black Phoenix really struggling as he exited the pit lane. Nearly lost it on these fresh sets of hards as Silas picks up a penalty. This yellow flag's in sector 2. Who has spilled the beans in sector 2? I'm not too sure. I think it's Pit Matt. Pit Matt's behind Ollie Flavel, so yeah, Pit Matt unfortunately has spilled the beans in sector 2. I think it was at turn number 4 on these fresh hards. He looks all over the place. Maxi Luca is joining in. What the hell? Right, Pit Matt going very slowly. I believe he's got damage as well, so his race is over, unfortunately. As we are going to go back to the front just to see where these guys are. As obviously Greeny, CC Brain do continue on. CC Brain definitely has the pace on Luke Green. And look at this man, Raikkonen. He's still got DRS and he's on the hard compound tyres. So fantastic job from Raikkonen at the moment as Dutch and... as Josh and Toxic Tomato really do pile on the pressure as Thomas is going to rejoin just behind Dutch. So it's the same race once again for Dutch, but unfortunately he will not, as Pit Matt retires obviously after the damage he received on the previous lap. It's the same race for Tom. Can he get past Dutch? He knows he's got the pace, but qualifying really paying dividends for the man in the Williams. The Alfa Romeo obviously struggling to get past the SS Claire Williams, the absolute boat that is Dutch at the moment. it is going to play into the hands of CC and Luke Green if they decide to pit. I'm not too sure. The game of Paco also in that battle as well, with Raikkonen, the outstanding performer of this session. Obviously you cannot overtake round Hungary, so he needs to reconsider his strategy if he really wants to put on the pressure, really wants to pile on the pressure to these front runners. As Luke Green does blink. See if anybody else does as well. We got the game of Paco inside as well. We're going to stay on board with these three, though, the three musketeers, as I'm going to start calling them now, as they're rounding the final corner. Big C is back once again from the depths of disconnection, as TTG Tom is going to make a move round the outside of the Williams. He's going to do the cutback though, try and get the DRS down the mini straight, down into turn number 2. Oh, he's nearly swiped into him as the track undulates to the left hand side. He's going to try to switch back again. No, he's trying to go all the way round, but Dutch, brilliant defending from Dutch to maintain the position. And let's see where Luke Green is. Luke Green is behind Silasagard after his pit stop. Horrendous pit decisions from the Red Bull boys. What the hell are they playing at? Luke Green, rubbish strategy call from both of them, and they're now behind the Toro Rosso, and I believe they're going to get mugged by some of the hard runners as well. Big C, it's gone to pot for the Red Bulls.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm disconnected. It's a bit of a weird issue, but hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Too much excitement, Big C. The PlayStation cannot handle it. As we're going on to lap number 16 shortly. Black Phoenix still stuck in the same position, Big C. He can't make a move.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard track to overtake, and I think Greeny's really going to struggle to make any good moves.
Yeah, Greeny bottled again. CC Brain obviously is stuck. Oh no, just a bit of a lag, disconnection, sort of weirdness there, as CC obviously will emerge somewhere in this mix. Will he beat? He's going to beat Silas and Luke Green out. So Luke Green has been mugged, as he's going to go around the outside of Silas, but he's not going to make that stick if he's on the rumble strip. No, he's not. And by rumble strip, I mean curb for some of the younger viewers out there. But Luke Green, look at him down the inside, Big C. He wants it. He wants it. He's going to grasp it in two hands. Oh, Silas has hit him. Silas has hit him. And he's spun round. Oh, Silas Agard. It's gone from bad to worse. And Luke Green takes the Toro Rosso for P number 8. But it's still not looking good for that man down in 8th place.
Yeah. And we're back in.
Good, good, good. Have you collected your thoughts?
Yeah, well, if I disconnect again, I'm not coming back. I don't know what lap we're on either. It's just
oh, lap 16, Big C, lap 16.
Right. A shame for Luke Green, though.
Yeah, absolute shame for Luke Green.
Much, though, did he? How much? A few seconds?
Yeah, the front runners, couple of seconds, yeah. Obviously had a bit of contact with Silas. Silas spun round and has lost the plot, really, Silas. Unfortunately for Luke Green, he's lost out to his teammate as well, because I think CC's just got that extra bit of pace hidden underneath that Red Bull Honda engine.
Yeah, but CC Brain's ahead, and that's the main thing. That's good for the championship. Forget about Greeny. He's the number 2, but Dutch Tricky, he doesn't look like he's got the pace at all. Lordy. Thomas is right behind him. Yeah,
here we go now into turn number 2. These guys have already made contact multiple times. Obviously very unintentional, as the track kind of narrows out as it goes into the second corner. Silasagard calls it a day, which I think is the most sensible thing I've seen in an F1 league race. But look at this, turn number 4, maybe Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Mark II, we're not too sure. Oh, he's not going to get it done. He's not going to get it done. He's more sensible than that. And here we go into the second sector. Dutch really not finding the pace, but Tom is just allowing Black Phoenix just to maintain that 3rd place. You know, Tom, I know he's trying the best, and it's not really the place to overtake around this track, but he's really needs to get a shift on if he wants to fend off not just the attack from Black Phoenix, but also fend off Dutch as well, because he knows he's got the pace. He just needs to get past him.
Yeah, I do agree. He's talked to tomatoes in for the mediums. Mediums can go long, so wise decision. But yeah, Thomas has to get moved on soon if he wants to win this Grand Prix, because VRT Raikkonen will come through the field, and also the Red Bulls, don't rule them out. Yeah, the Red Bulls still in with a shout, a few seconds behind. Obviously CC bringing up the rear, sorry, Luke Green bringing up the rear of them too, as Dutch and Thomas.
Dutch and Thomas, Big C making all sorts of noises in the background. Not too sure what it's about, but Dutch and Thomas really fighting tooth and nail. Has he finally got the move done? Yes, he has. Oh, it took bravery and courage for that man going into turn number 1, but he's finally got the move done. But look at Dutch, he's not happy about it. He's all over the back of Thomas. Will he make a move going into turn number 4? No, more sensible than that. But Black Phoenix has seen the opportunity now. And now it's his turn to get past Dutch, I think. Dutch really not finding the pace around here, unfortunately, on the hards. Just...
yeah, Lordy, I agree with those thoughts profusely. But VRT Raikkonen is going to be a man on a mission at the end. I can't wait to see him on those mediums. He's going to be slicing and dicing.
Yeah, as Dutch actually picks up a 3-second penalty, which is going to hamper his race even more. We just saw CC Brain, a glimpse of him go very, very wide in the middle sector as well, which has cost him a bit of time. But with these guys fighting and getting very comfortable with each other and cosy, it's allowing CC Brain and Luke Green to maintain the gap and even gain slightly through the middle sector of this track. So CC looking to really, really push these guys as Josh is in the pit lane for a set of mediums. I'm just going to stay on board with him. I want to know where he comes out. It's going to be ahead of all these guys. I think the game of Paco. Will he get Ollie Flavel? He's neck and neck with Ollie Flavel. No, he's not. He's just behind him. So he's actually beat Toxic Tomato out the pit lane, Big C. But like you say, these mediums can go for donkey's years. So they're going to be looking very feisty at the end of the race.
Yeah, I do agree, Lordy. And I know I've heard some people actually compare you to a donkey at times, so... so yeah, Thomas, Dutch and Black Phoenix. CC Brain is closing in 1.9 moments. So CC Brain's actually got the freshest tyres of them all. 4 laps over. Dutch Green's got a penalty, 5 tenths off. Then we've got a bit of a midfield back out with Lordy. Paco, Ollie, Josh, Toxic Tomato.
Yeah, we've got a good, nice, like a cake sliced into 3 pieces. Very, very nice. You won't have them all at once, but you'll have them individually when the time is right. And the time is right to view the likes of Black Phoenix and Dutch, because Dutch is really, really looking horrendous on these hard tyres. I know it's hard for me to try and sympathise with Dutch, but he's really, really put in a good shift. But I don't think he's going to last much longer, because Black Phoenix is looking very hungry and he wants a bite of this cake.
He does indeed, and the medium tyres are looking good. Ollie Flavel and Josh. Ollie going defensive into turn 1. Josh on the outside. Brakes a little bit later, but Ollie Flavel, experience-wise, an F2 legend, and pushing some off track slightly. And defensive position for now, but Josh has got the DRS. He's going to have the high ground on Ollie Flavel down the inside, a bit of touching, and Ollie Flavel's just bullied out of the way. Doesn't have the tyres.
Yeah, and Cameron as well, just to add insult to injury, Big T, also around the outside. Yeah. So Ollie Flavel mugged.
Yeah, but they are teammates. I don't know if Ollie let him through to us. I'm being kind. I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure. We looked on the stream and it looked like Cameron just nabbed his opportunity the best he could. Ollie Flavel, like you say, a lot of experience in them veins, but at the same time, Ollie Flavel, if he hadn't pushed Josh wide, I think Josh would have got the move done anyway. You know, Ollie really using the track limits to his advantage. Where the grip is lacking, he pushed him wide, but Josh still got the move done. So mugged, I think, for Ollie Flavel. Mugged off.
Yeah, I do agree. Poor Ollie, though, the medium. I think when you're in the midfield, the alternative strategy is what you want. And we're going to see where VRT Raikkonen feeds out. Yeah,
this is big. This is very big. We're going to keep him board with Black Phoenix just in case he makes a move on at the front runners, but I don't think he will. Going to cycle through the field now. He's going to come out behind Luke Green, surely. Will Paco get him? No! But Paco's under pressure from Josh. And Josh has gone past Paco. Will Cameron go past Paco? The medium runners have had an absolute field day. Look at this, Big C. All the medium runners neck and neck. Round the outside of the game of Paco. Here we go. Cameron, also known as Toxic Tomato. What a move. Oh, that's how you do it, Cameron. Really putting a shift in on these medium compounds. And look at them, Big C. Another gaggle of cars. The Three Musketeers. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant racing.
Yeah, I do agree. Great racing. I did say watch out for Raikkonen. Lordy is the gamer. Paco was about to got the inside of the slot, so yeah, the gamer Paco. But yeah, Lordy, VRT Raikkonen only 5.9 off the lead.
Big C, they're all 5.9 off the lead, and they're all on the medium tyres. This could be our front row. Our top 3, sorry, not our front row. This could be our top 3 right here. If Cameron can actually keep pace with the guys ahead. I think he's just dropped off Josh a tiny bit there, making the move on Paco. But if these guys can stick within each other and farm DRS, Josh is going to be up there as well. But guess who they've got to get past? The Red Bulls, Big C. They've got to get past the Red Bulls of Luke Green and CC Brain. As CC Brain just lets Luke Green past. What is he doing?
What? More as that Red Bull is maybe because CC Brain's faster. Or, I don't know. But yes, CC Brain's let him through. CC Brain the title lead, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't very tactical at all. They're losing heaps of time doing this. I think CC had to lift off down the straight to let Luke pass. So I don't know what playing at, to be honest. You know, dumber and dumber down the straight. These two guys, as Dutch is actually coming back at Tom, Big C. So maybe Dutch has found a bit of a second wind going through the middle sector.
Yeah, maybe so. He's caught a corner. You just don't know. But the Red Bulls are coming. But I'll tell you who's coming. Right, coming. Josh and Toxic Tomato all on the medium tires. Only 6 seconds between first and 8th place. It's going to heat up, whatever you want to call it, in the final 13 laps of this Hungarian Grand Prix here in Formula 2.
Yeah, just like a bubbly stew from the leftovers last night. This race is heating up to the max and it's brilliant to watch. And unfortunately for Black Phoenix, if he doesn't get any of these moves done, he's going to be dwindling down the field, because like you say, these medium runners are just ploughing themselves through the field. Raikkonen already on the back of CC Brain. I'm actually going to go on board with him because he's definitely going to challenge him into turn 1. Here we go, Big C. Is this the first move of the top medium runners to pass one of the hard runners? I'm not too sure. He's going for it. Look at that. That's a Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb, and that's brilliant. What a move. That is the best move I've seen all race, Big C. That is fantastic. Saw the door wide open, and CC Brain, I bet he regrets giving Luke the position now.
Yeah, he's been fed to the vultures. The vultures are coming, and CC Brain's going to be gobbled up.
Cornelius has been devoured by Raikkonen, and it's only soon that Josh and Cameron are coming as well, as the game of Paco picks up a 3-second time penalty. But look at him, he's going to be munched to pieces. But guess what, Big C? Luke Green, he's a big dinner. Good old Luke Green, he's making mistakes in the middle sector. And here comes Raikkonen. He may even make a move down into the final sector. I'm not too sure if he gets a good exit through here. The fast right-hander, he's got the grip. No, he's a bit too far away to make a move. He'll make a move on the straight though. But Big C, this race is turning into an absolute fiesta.
It is indeed. I can't predict who's going to win, but Fiesta Raikkonen looks certainly the favourite. If you can dispatch Luke Green ASAP, Filey's finest in P4, CC Brains are going to be under all sorts of threat from Josh as well.
Yeah, look at this. Filey's fine. This hasn't even got DRS down the straight. It's going to be a mugging. See you later, sunshine. But goodbye, Luke Green. Filey's finest. Can't put up a fight on them worn hard tyres compared to the mediums. It's just no match. And Josh is actually struggling to get past CC. So maybe a bit of frustration. But look at that. CC actually switched back to the inside and he's compromised himself. So here comes Josh round the inside. He's going to squeeze CC. Now CC's got the inside for the corner. Josh is going to hang it round. And oh my God, the touching tips. Oh dearie me, into turn number 4. No way. Oh my God, it's nearly an airplane crash, Big C. Nearly an airplane crash.
Yep, touching tip, something flying from Eastern Joy with that MS behind the sheds. So, yeah, Lord, this is a fantastic race. I didn't expect Hungary to be so entertaining. I expect it to be a bit of a snore fest, but you know, the guys are putting on some great action and also more importantly, clean action. F2's been a turgid league for so many years, but it looks to be back where it belongs, you know, right up there.
I know, BC, that's what I do. I revitalise dead things, and I've revitalised this dead league. And look at it now, flourishing like cherry blossoms in a field of bliss. It's fantastic, this league right now. And look at this, is Josh going to make a move on the final corner? No, he's not. But look where Raikkonen is, Big C. He's on the back of him. With 10 laps remaining, he's got 10 laps to dispatch these guys. He's driven beautifully throughout the entire race. But will he be able to dispatch the 3 musketeers that are Tom, Dutch and Black Phoenix? I'm not too sure, Big C. I am not too sure.
Yeah, I do agree profusely. So yeah, Raikkonen right behind.
Sorry, no, Toxic Tomatoes just rammed CC Brain off the track. And CC Brain's going to come back at him. Oh my God, he's got him done, Big C, through turn number 3. Get him personal. Get him. The gloves are off. The gloves are off.
The gloves off indeed. So yeah, over just 10 laps to go for this Grand Prix, and the top 4 are separated by about a second, 1.2 seconds between the top 4. Thomas, Black Phoenix and Raikkonen, 1 second now. It's just crazy, isn't it, Lordy? You can throw a cloth over them.
Yeah, or a bed sheet, as you were saying earlier. I don't know what you want to do to these drivers, but we're going to carry on anyway as Luke Green. Oh, and Josh is spun! Josh is out of the race! Oh no, commiserations on the medium tyres, on the better tyres, and he's spun from 6th place. And that's the end of Josh in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Such a shame, but let's go on board with this man on the mediums. He's looking for the beast in the Mercedes so far. He's only been on these tyres for 5 laps. It's going to be a struggle to try and get past these guys, but he's going to go for it again, Big C.
That is a move and a half.
Raikkonen time in this race has mugged somebody off in this league. Black Phoenix caught by surprise, had to get out of the throttle before he could maintain the 3rd place, and has been mugged by Raikkonen. This man is a killer. He's murdered him. Wow. Wow.
Duck's got a pen.
Oh no, Dutch Devil. I think that's his 2nd penalty of the race. So Dutch
Devil.
Sorry, not Dutch Devil. Dutch the Williams driver. Sorry, that Dutch Devil someone completely different. Dutch in 2nd place has racked up 2 penalties so far. So Raikkonen is on the podium in P number 2 at the moment. As you see, yellow flags in sector 2. Not too sure who that is. We'll just scroll down just to see. May have been an old yellow flag, not too sure. But anyway, let me just get some oxygen back in my lungs, Big C, as we're gonna he's gonna try once again down this straight. Are we gonna see another Daniel Ricciardo move going into turn number 1? I'm not too sure, but look, he's already on the back of the Williams. This is gonna be nice, easy pickings. Forget a bite out of the cherry. He's gonna devour it. He's gonna swallow it whole. Get out of the way. The SS Claire Williams dispatched out of the way. Brilliant from that man Dutch. From that man Raikkonen, Dutch, sorry.
Yeah, I do agree. Raikkonen's been a revelation since joining the league. He won last time out, didn't he? And he's winning again. Well, he's on for the win again. CC Thomas will have to defend a little bit harder there, but Greeny's joined the mix. But he has a penalty. Look at CC Brain though. No pace. Nothing there. Defeated. The team orders have just got him, I think.
Yeah, the team orders really compromising CC Brain, and like you said, fed to the vultures. And look at it. It's sad to watch. Let's not go on board with it. I'm getting a bit depressed. Right, let's go back to the top 3, who are separated by 0.5 of a second here, as we're still maintaining 15 viewers, even this late on in the race. So you can tell it's an absolute gem, Big C. We haven't had this since, I think, France last year in F2, when I commentated that absolute gem of a race as well. Here we go, through the penultimate corner. Dutch really trying to keep with these guys. Maybe Dutch might have a go on Thomas as well, because we know what Raikkonen's like. He's seen what's happened to himself and Black Phoenix over the last couple of laps. So maybe, is Tom going to defend this hard? He's going to defend it as hard as he can. He's the first driver to cover the inside line, Big C. The first man to realise that this man is on a charge. But look at that. What can you do? He's just round the outside.
There's nothing you can do. You can't defend inevitable. As Thanos said, I am inevitable, and that is what Toyi Raikkonen is. Inevitable. He's going to win this Grand Prix, and deservedly so. But the battle for the podium is still on, Lordy. Look at all these guys.
Yeah. Oh, Tom has actually picked up a penalty. His Dutch is all over him. Going into turn number 5, his yellow flags in sector 2. Toxic Tomato has bit the dust, Big C. The man in 3rd place in the championship, who was beating CC Brain out on track, has bitten the dust at turn number 4, as Luke Green picks up another penalty.
Yeah, exactly, Lordy. And that's what Luke Green does, gets penalties. Two penalties now for Luke Green, and I think he's going to be finishing maybe around P6 now. Well, yeah, Toxic Tomato, a lack of experience, a lack of quality there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Toxic Tomato didn't really seem to have the pace compared to some of these guys. Even on the alternate strategy, I think Josh and Raikkonen just looked a bit quicker. But he will come home with some points, so if he keeps going, don't get too disheartened. You're still bringing some points back home, but it could have been a lot more. But unfortunately for him, he has bitten the dust, as we're going to see a 4-way battle, Big C, for the podium spots.
Yeah, Dutch, Thomas, Black Phoenix, Greeny, all in the mix. Greeny a bit of oversteer on the exit. Greeny really aggressive with his rear end. We're on lap 29 of 35, and it's been enthralling. Stunning stuff.
I know it's been one of the absolute gems of the PSGL calendar. As Hungary, we've had some pretty shoddy performances and we've had some pretty electric performances, and this has been one of the most electric I've ever seen. Black Phoenix, your race winner, or tipped to be race winner, is actually dwindling in P4 at the moment and is struggling in the latter stages of this race. Big C, maybe he's left it too long to try and make a move, and now he's just absorbed all that warm heat from the other cars, and his tyres have just, you know, disintegrated beneath him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You've got to get moves done when the moment arises. Look at Thomas, he made a move when the gap was there. You know, he didn't say no. Well, I'm afraid the people are saying no. But you don't need consent in league racing, you just go for it.
Yeah, it's not like real life. Always consent in real life, just a quick note on that. But it's not real life, is it? It's a video game, and if there's a move, you go for it. Obviously, if it's not too stupid. But when you've got the likes of Black Phoenix, Dutch and Thomas all rounding out some of the top 4, you know, there's a lot of quality here, Big C.
Yeah, there is indeed a good group of drivers, and the next stars of F1 are here. You know, who will be with it? I think Black Phoenix and Toxic Tomato are the ones to watch, in my opinion. But yeah, there's a lot of quality. DLC Raikkonen as well, if he's not running ABS, of course, because ABS is banned. Yeah, that's the key factor. ABS for some of these drivers is what's keeping them in contention. Luke Green, obviously one of these drivers who runs ABS, and you can really reap the benefits around a track like this. Hungary, with a lot of slow moving corners and heavy braking zones, as Luke Green just completely misses out the chicane because he says, you know what, I don't want to attempt to go around the chicane, I'm just going to hop it. And look how much time he's getting, Big C, look at that. But no, he's lost the rear end and it's all gone to pot. Luke Green dwindling away. That's why that man has 2 penalties, because he corner cuts, and corner cutters get penalties.
Saying that, Dutch Devil, I said it again. Dutch in 3rd at the moment. He has picked up 2 penalties as well, which is very unfortunate. I haven't really seen him corner cut, so maybe a bit of BS on Dutch's part, because he has driven very, very well on his debut and is looking to be coming home in P4, Big C. So not too bad, yeah. Even though he wasn't pole.
Yeah, got a bit of lag, so I might die soon. But
alright, Big C might die, which is not what we want to hear. But it's been a pleasure anyway, Big C, having you around if you do go. Yep, there he goes, Big C leaving the session for the final time. It's been a pleasure to have you in the commentary box, but I'll take over from here as we see Dutch getting a fantastic exit. He's going to go around the outside at turn number 4. No way! Dutch has actually put Thomas off. How have they both got through there? Oh, brilliant racing from these two. It's been a spectacle to watch these two go around this racetrack. It is fantastic, fan-fucking-tastic from these guys. I don't normally swear on a stream, but I think it's warranted in a race like this. It's been absolutely brilliant to be part of and to spectate, and obviously, like we said earlier, this man Raikkonen has been stellar on the alternate strategy and getting the job done. As I have some more fluid to keep myself going for the remaining laps, or the remainder of these laps of this Hungary Grand Prix. I can't even speak today. It's been a long Christmas, and maybe a bit of rust starting to show in my commentary, which is a shame. But let's not count out Luke Green. He may have penalties, but he's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of fight. His technique may be rash. He may be damaging to his rear end. He may like throwing it about, but he's got a lot of heart, this man Luke Green, and he's currently in P5 now, and he's still fighting away to try and get back at these guys and maybe challenge for a podium. Pardon me. As you scroll down the field, it's unfortunate that more people didn't finish this race. There's a lot of seats available in Formula 2 at the moment, but look at the pedigree. You know, I think some people are scared to join. You've got Formula 2 and you've got Formula 2.5. I think in one of these leagues as Luke Green devours the chicane as well. Look at that. Oh, he's on the grass. He's not going to get a lot of traction there. As Tico picks up a penalty down there in P9. I don't think it will affect his race performance. But I think Toxic Tomato is actually coming to the back of the game in Paco. So that'll be an interesting fight to see with the last couple of laps remaining in this race, if he's got any life left in them mediums. But we're going to continue now. 3 more times round the Hungary ring. Luke Green struggling for fuel, it seems, as well, but he's got a lot of errs left, unlike Black Phoenix. And Dutch is actually going to make a move down the inside of Thomas, as Thomas has actually made a mistake, and Thomas has retired. What's happened to Tom? Tom's retired from the race. The man in P number 2, who's controlled nearly 90% of this race, is out. TTG Tom has bitten the dust. What the? Tom is out of the race. And he's left the session. I'm not too sure what's happened there. He's actually retired. So I don't know if contact with Dutch has actually ended his chances. But Tom has just bitten the dust. And it leaves the door open for Luke Green. Luke Green now fighting for a podium. He's on the back of Black Phoenix. And he knows, he can smell it. He can smell the podium right now. Comments flying in left, right and centre to the 13 viewers that are still watching on the stream. You know, Z della Grazie, TTG. Oh, Luke Green, come on. What you playing at, son? Luke Green really squirming about. He's getting really close to Black Phoenix, but just can't seem to get past him or get the traction anywhere. Maybe Black Phoenix's tyres have gone. He's been on them for 21 laps and Luke Green's only been on his for 19. So the 2-lap difference is going to pay dividends. But if he can't get past, then Luke Green's going to dwindle in the likes of P4. It's still a very good result and very unfortunate for Tom. But here we go now. The remaining 2 laps left in this race. Can Luke Green forge a podium out of nowhere? I don't think he can, but he's going to try his damnedest. He's going to try his damnedest. Look at him go. We'll just stay on board with him just to see what he can do. I don't think there's anybody else out on track that we need to view at this current stage. He seems all over the place with the gear shifts and the turn and the yellow flags in sector 2, and it's Toxic Tomato once again, who was on the back of Gamer Paco and is now in the wall. Rubbish from camp today, but P7 nonetheless. That's still a good result for a bit of a disappointing evening for himself. Here we go. He's got to get it done. It is the final lap of the race. Luke Green, I don't even think he's close enough. Yeah, I don't think he's close enough on Black Phoenix, but he's going to give it his all. Here he comes, Luke Green. Just don't do it now. Do it on the second DRS straight. Get as close as you can to the back of that Toro Rosso. Brilliant, brilliant. Carry the speed, carry the speed. Don't touch that curb on the exit. No, he's not going to get it done, unfortunately, I don't think, for Luke Green. He's tried his best in P number 4, but he's not going to get it done. And the likes of CC Brain, who's been eaten by the vultures down there in P5, is had a bit of a stale evening personally for himself, but he looks like he's going to maintain the P number 5 that he currently owns at the moment. Here we go though, Luke, he's really giving it some now. He's all over the back of Black Phoenix. We're going to stay on board, obviously, until the last sector. We'll see if Luke will be able to make a move. I think it's over. You can't really pass on this track anywhere, so Luke's going to try his hardest, but I think Black Phoenix has no penalties either way, so I don't think he will be on the podium. Luke, here he comes. He's not going to make a move there, surely. No, he's not. So let's all have a bit of a round of applause and take a bow to this man. VRT Raikkonen crosses the line to take P1 here in Hungary, with second place going to Dutch and third to Black Phoenix, who eventually swap around due to penalties. But a podium for Dutch on his debut is fantastic. Brilliant racing from these guys. It has been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to watch throughout the entirety of this race. But to those who have been with me through this journey at the Hungaroring, thank you as well to the support coming back after the Christmas break and giving myself some support on the streams, which is actually nice to see. Obviously I will be here for the remainder of the season. I think I may miss one race due to being on holiday, but I will be here for the majority of the season. We will see the likes of Toxic Tomato, Tico and Ollie Flavel rounding up the remaining finishers here in PSGL F2. Obviously a pleasure as well to Big C who joined me tonight out of his own free will. I didn't force him, I promise, to commentate with me tonight. I think a bit of rust from both of us is warranted after a lovely, lovely Christmas break. I hope everybody had a good Christmas break and a happy New Year as well. But Ollie Flavel is the last man around the Hungaroring and will take 9th place. So, bit of a dismal afternoon, but 9th place isn't too shabby for Ollie Flavel considering the circumstances. And here we are, it's time for the champagne, and congratulations, just congratulations to these men up on the podium. A fantastic debut for the Dutch, a brilliant drive from Raikkonen on the alternate strategy, and a solid performance from Black Phoenix just to maintain his spot on the podium. Definitely one of the favourites to win the title. Anyway, unfortunately there won't be any podium interviews tonight. As we see the penalties, there is your official classification. I think TTG Tom may get 1 point in 10th for the disconnection. I'm not too sure what it was, whether he DNF'd or what. But yeah, no podium interviews tonight. I do apologise. I normally do podium interviews, but I need to go somewhere very promptly. So yeah, from me and from PSGL Formula 2, take care everybody, and I will see you next time out in a week's time. So yeah, see you in a bit.